Zodiac has the strongest set of anime characters? That's the question we continue to answer today. Welcome back to the series where we rank all the Zodiac strength based off of the anime characters that are born in each sign. If you haven't seen part 1 where we did all the Aries, go ahead and watch that. And if you've already seen that but you don't want to hear me explain how the strength levels are, skip to here. Now we will be ranking all the characters on a tier list, a strength scale based off of the One Punch Man threat level. Starting at our wolf tier, this is the appearance of a being or group that might pose a threat. Then our tiger level, this is a threat to a large but unspecified amount of people. Our demon level threat is where it starts to pose a threat to the whole city or its foundation / its functionality. Then our second to last one is the dragon. This is a threat to multiple cities. Our final threat level, the god level threat, is a threat to humanity itself or just the entire world. Oh yeah, we also added a 0% threat just in case, you know, they're, well, useless. And one last thing before we start is that 1, I am 1000% correct on everything I say and it's all fact. And 2, if I don't know the character, I probably didn't include them. So if you see a character in the series that I missed, feel free to yell at me in the comments and explain why they are a god level threat. Alright, and we now have them all here right in front of us, so we're just gonna go through them one at a time and let's get into it. Starting with Nina. You know what? I think she is a good, solid tiger threat. Very good, can affect a lot of people, but probably not much more than that. Next we've got Aki Inu, and he could go in a very variety of places, but I think to start us off, we'll put him in the demon category. He's probably a threat to a whole city or foundation, but I don't know if he's on that level to threat to multiple cities. Honestly, he probably is. What am I talking about? We're gonna leave him there in the dragon category. Next, we've got Ao from Naruto Shippuden, and honestly, I think just because we don't know a whole lot about him, like we know he's a strong ninja and everything, but I don't know how strong he is, so by default I'm gonna put him in the tiger level threat. Next is Aqua. Now Aqua might not be the smartest character, but she does have some very strong abilities, so with that I am gonna throw her in the whole city level threat because, well, she is kind of a goddess, so I feel like a demon is actually a pretty good spot for her. She's nowhere near the god level threat, but she is a pretty good demon level threat. Next is Bellamy. Now Bellamy, I would say, is probably a threat to a large number of people. You could definitely make an argument for him being a whole city level threat, especially if you look at Dressrosa, but I'm gonna just keep him there, and I think that's a good spot for it. Next is Blackbeard. Now Blackbeard is honestly a threat to humanity, given the fact that he has his devil fruit and Whitebeard's fruit. I feel like he could probably go toe to toe with Aki Inu and probably win at what we have seen, but for this moment right now I'm gonna keep him in the god level threat, and we're gonna see. Maybe Aki Inu will go up, maybe Blackbeard will come down. But next we've got is Bon Clay. We are getting all the One Piece characters today. Bon Clay is a large number of people threat. He's not even that threatening, to be honest, but we're gonna put him somewhere. He might as well deserves the tiger level threat. And honestly, we've got Buggy right next to him, and if we're taking Buggy by himself, he might pose a threat. He's not very threatening. We're gonna put him in tiger, but now if you take his whole operation with Mihawk and Crocodile, that's a definite different level threat. But Buggy himself is a tiger level threat. Next is Bulma. Now Bulma, I would argue you could say is a 0% level threat, but with the amount of money she has and the sheer mechanisms that she knows how to create, I'm gonna put her in a wolf because she might pose a threat, and if you add Vegeta into this, it's a whole different category, but we're gonna keep her there. Next is Kami from My Hero Academia. I feel like she's gotta go in the tiger level threat as well, just because of the sheer fact of, like, Toga did take her down, so I can't see her being that strong, but she's gotta be something, so I'm gonna put her there for right now. Next we've got is Chocho from Boruto. Now I haven't watched enough of Boruto to say if she's a super strong or super weak character, but from what I have seen and for, like, you know, most Boruto characters, I think a large number of people is a pretty good spot for someone who's not insanely strong, doesn't have insanely broken ability. Then we've got Dellinger. Now Dellinger, I was honestly expecting a lot more from. I thought he was going to be a lot stronger. I kind of want to put him in the demon level because I know he would stomp out just about everyone here, but he's still not a whole city level threat to me. I'm going to put him at the
top of Tiger, and he might go up, he might go down. I'm not 100% sure. Next we've got is Jiro or Headphone Jack. Now, I think Headphone Jack is a demon level threat because her entire ability consumes of being sound. And if you have a sound-based attack, you can honestly destroy a lot of things with just the sheer vibrations alone. Now, is she a very strong demon level threat? Absolutely not. But I do think she could take down a city if she really tried. Maybe. We're gonna keep her there for right now. She'll probably drop. Next is Emma. Now, Emma, as far as an actual like fist-to-fist threat goes, probably a 0% level threat. There's probably not much here for Emma. But as far as taking down a society goes, you could definitely go a lot higher. But I'm gonna put her in the 0% level threat because like it's Emma. She's not that scary. But on the other hand, we have Endeavor. Now, Endeavor, I would say, is easily a whole city level threat. I think if him and Akainu went head to head, I think I'd take Endeavor on that. I think I'm taking Endeavor in that win. So I think them both in a dragon level threat is actually a really good spot for both of them. So we're gonna keep them there for right now, and we're gonna move on to Fat Gum. Now, Fat Gum Fat Gum has to be a whole city level threat because he's definitely stronger than Jiro, probably stronger than Aqua, and he could probably take down a whole building if he wanted to. Next, we've got Mr. Fuegoleon, the man, the myth, the legend. I think it definitely, all these fire users, I don't know why, but I just have the feeling that they're just all kind of on the same par with each other. So I would say a threat to multiple cities is a pretty good spot. You might be able to, like I said, there might be an argument for these guys all to drop down one to whole city level. But as of right now, I'm going to keep them there and just we'll kind of go from there. Next is Fugaku. Fugaku is an easy demon level threat. I mean, we know he can take down a whole city just based off of, you know, what we know. Like, he's one of the strongest Uchiha out there that was living at the time. I mean, he's the head of the police force. I feel like he's a demon level threat at a pretty good rate too. Next we got is Fujitora. Now, personally, Fujitora is a threat to multiple cities. I genuinely do think Fujitora could be like 90% of people in the verse because his thing is gravity. He can pretty much pin you to the ground at any points he wants, or he could just drop everything on you. This man is a different level of strength. I think he's definitely up here in the dragon. I'm gonna just put him there. You could definitely argue. I think he's probably stronger than Akainu. Just putting that out there. Next we've got is Gladys. Now, Gladys, I think, is a nice demon level threat. He is pretty strong. Actually, him and Dellinger are around the same strength, aren't they? I'm gonna put him down. I think that's actually a pretty decent spot. Nothing terrible, so we're gonna go there. Next we've got an actual god, Hagoromo. Is there an argument? He is a literal god, and he could take down anyone in the entire verse if he wanted to, and probably a lot of other of the verses that we've seen so far. So I think an easy god level threat, and then we follow it by his son, who is also a god level threat because, well, he's a descendant of a god. I don't really know what to tell you. He's taking out all of these guys with little to no issue. Then we've got Hachan. Hachan's a good tiger level threat to a lot of people, but not that strong in the grand scheme of things. And then we've got Hawk. Now, Hawk, you could argue, because of the ability to like grow and all the sins and just all the random shit that Hawk kind of gets away with, you could argue is a tiger level threat, but for today, Hawk is gonna go in the 0% threat category. And then we've got Ida. Now, Ida is the exact same as a lot of these guys. He is strong, but not strong enough to probably take down a whole city, so he goes in the tiger level threat. And then we got Kaguya, another literal god. Turns out Leos are probably one of the strongest out there just for the sheer amount of god characters we have, so they go there. Next is Kakuzu. Now, Kakuzu, I think, is an easy demon level threat. He probably could go toe to toe with a lot of these characters as well. So we're gonna put him there for right now, and we'll figure it out later. Next is Kaku. I think he's a solid city level threat, especially with him returning in Egghead. We have seen him get a little bit stronger, nothing crazy, but I think he is on par with a lot of city level threat characters. Next, we've got Kari from Your Lie in April. 0% 0% level threat. Her music is absolute masterpiece work, but as a character, not that strong. Next, we've got the beautiful from Steins Gate, which I would say is honestly in the probably same categories. Honestly, no, you're a 0% level threat. What am I thinking? She's not a threat. What am I thinking? She's not a threat. She's lovely, but not a threat. Next we've got is Leo. Leo, I think, has to be in a large number of people threat. He's not that strong, but that tiny body can really do some damage, so I think that's a pretty good spot to leave him. And then we've got our other favorite, Leo. And he is a whole city level threat. I feel like he's just slightly lower par than his brother and sister, which they are extremely strong, so it's a good thing, but he's just not quite there yet. Next we've got is Mikey. Mikey is, I mean, we've seen him take on a whole bunch of people, but he'll never be anything stronger than that. And then we've got Meliodas. Meliodas, I mean, you could definitely make an argument for him being a god level threat. Like, him in his true demon form is easily stronger than most things we've seen, and he could probably beat most of them. But I think for right now, I'm gonna put threat to multiple cities, and I think I'm gonna just leave him there. Then we've got Marialona, the best girl from Black Clover. And she's stronger than her brother, so she has to go higher than probably all three of them. Yeah, I don't think there's much argument. Next is Mount Lady. Now, Mount Lady technically could destroy multiple cities just based off of the sheer amount and tall she is, but at the moment we are just gonna put her on a whole city level threat. Next we've got is Nobara. I think she is a pretty solid tiger level threat. I don't see her being a whole city level threat. Like, she is strong, don't get me wrong, but I don't think she's in that demon level category. But that's just me. Then we've got Peak, which is a titan, is actually a pretty strong titan too, so I'm actually gonna go with demon level threat, and I think that's actually a pretty good spot for her. And we have Reiner. Now, we know Reiner for a fact is a whole city level threat, so he's at least going here. I am gonna put him towards the top end of it, so we're gonna leave him there, and I'm not mad at it. Then we've got Reki from Skate Infinity, and this man is a 0% level threat. There's no much more to say about that. And we've got Ryo from Food Wars, also another character that's just a 0% level threat. Then we've got Ryuya from the Black Clover manga. Now, he, I would argue, is definitely a demon level threat. You could argue a dragon level, because I think he is that strong. So I'm gonna put him there for right now, and just kind of hope he doesn't go anywhere crazy. Then we've got Sasha. Sasha might pose a threat. She is a soldier. We know she can fight, but at the end of the day, she's not that strong. And then we've got Sero. Sero is easily a tiger level threat. I wouldn't say he's anything crazy, but I think he's a pretty good tiger level threat. Next, we've got Shiro. 0% level threat. If you're playing the game against her, she's a god level threat. If you're playing like just hand to hand, you're losing. Or she's losing every day of the week. Then we've got Taiga, who's honestly just the exact same. I mean, she might pose a threat. She is a tsundere, so she could beat you up, but she's gonna go there for right now. Then we've got Takina from Licorice Recoil. I absolutely love her. I think she might pose a threat. You could definitely, actually, she might be a threat to a large number of people, because like she can't handle her own, but I'm gonna just put her, no, she's definitely as dangerous as at least Mikey, so they go there. Next, we've got Toga. Toga is easily tiger level threat. I don't think there's much of an argument there. Then we've got Tsunade. Tsunade is an easy demon level threat without a doubt. You could definitely make an argument for Dragon, but I think with just the amount of people we have in Dragon right now, I just don't think she needs to be there. So there we go. Valentine, she's a wolf level threat. Like, we know she can fuck people up, but at the end of the day, she's not going any higher than. Then we've got Vanderdecken. Vanderdecken, I would easily say, is a demon level threat. Like, the man can pretty much throw projectiles at anyone at a heat-seeking fashion. So if he decides to throw big enough things at a city, well, he can. So I think demon level threat is a really good spot for him. Next is Yamato. Yamato, I would say, is kind of in that same boat just for the sheer wood style alone, so yeah. Next is Yami. I'm gonna do exactly with him as I do with Ash and any other duelist or Pokemon or any of those people, because they're not that strong, but the sheer amount of characters that they have at their disposal puts them at a pretty decent threat. Next we've got is Yasab, Usopp's dad. I would say he's a very good tiger level threat. I wouldn't say he's anything crazy, but I think he's a pretty good spot there. Then we've got Jack from Angels of Death. I would once again say that is a very nice tiger level threat, and I wouldn't really, argue much about that one. And then we've got last is our Zeke Jaeger, none other than the boy, the Beast Titan. I think he's got to be a whole city. You could definitely make an argument for threat to multiple cities. I'm gonna go threat to multiple cities just for the sheer fact of if this man starts throwing rocks at you, you're losing. There's nothing else to really say. You lose, you die. Okay, but now we have everyone here. I'm gonna go through this and I'm gonna change a lot because there's a lot of characters that are, one, not in their right spots, and two, are either way too low or way too high. So we're gonna start actually from the top and go down. So threat to humanity, I think the Otsutsuskis need to be there. Like, these are literal gods. They have to be there. There's no other argument above that. But I am gonna move Blackbeard down for right now. Now for the dragon level, I would say Blackbeard, Fujitora, and Meliodas are definitely the strongest ones here. That's my personal take. I know Akainu is probably up there, but I see her beating him with little to, like, it's gonna be hard, but it's not gonna be as hard as I think a lot of people think. I think they're on par. Like, these three, I would say, are on par. Kakuzu is probably around. Kakuzu's definitely weaker. Beast Titan is probably losing to Kakuzu. These two are probably on par with each other. He might be strong as hell, like, up here, but from what I've personally seen, I'm gonna just leave him there. Then our demon level threats, I think Tsunade is probably at the top of this list. Yeah, you can go there. Reiner can go there. Fugaku, I'm gonna move you way the hell down here because you're probably right around Yamato level. Honestly, Jiro, you have to go down. I don't know what I was thinking about that. Aqua, Mount Lady Peak, I'm gonna go down as well. Vanderdecken, I would say Yamato beats you. Mount Lady is probably the weakest to demon level, but it's just the fact of her sheer size that makes her win. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Then our tiger levels. Oh, there's a lot here to unpack. Let's see. Who is the strongest one here? I would say the strongest out of all of them is probably Dellinger. Dellinger, then Gladys, I would say, are probably the top two. Hachan is probably stronger than, probably around the same as Bellamy. Cero's probably beating both of them. I'm gonna move her to might pose a threat. Then our wolves, I would say Sasha and Kami are definitely up there. Then boom, then boom. And I would say, honestly, 0% level threat doesn't even matter in the slightest. So I think this is actually pretty good. So we've got our 3 god levels. We've got a bunch of dragon levels, which I think you could honestly move anywhere around and probably be okay. Then our demon levels, I think, is a pretty solid spot. They might be a little higher rated than I want them to be. Our tigers are just kind of a mix of everything. Our wolf level threats, I think, is a pretty solid one. And our 0% level threats are, well, just not threatening at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, bye, and boom.